my free advice from Dr. Bryce Wylde. Always, people must just always grab you and say, listen,
I love it. And
do you?
Oh, absolutely. I ask for it. You know, tweet me. I'm happy to answer questions whenever I can. And
You
we have
are.
an ask online. And yeah,
Yeah,
no,
it's never
a
any
passion.
problem.
Yeah. The caveat, though, is if you do approach me on the street and ask me a question, be prepared to stay there for at least 5 minutes.
Oh,
Most people think they're taking up my time, but I'm long in the tooth.
You know
Can
what?
you tell?
You know what? I love it. That's what we love about you. Dr. Bryce Wylde. Bryce Wylde is here, city health expert. You brought some stuff here, and we're talking about the flu. No flu for you.
No flu for you. But across Canada, I'm campaigning to sort of educate Canadians on awareness as to what they can do both preventively as well as treatment for flu and cold.
Okay.
And most people think around this time of year it's kind of died down and we don't have to think about it anymore. It's a November, December issue. Oh my gosh. So we've just hit this, peak recently and a little bit of a scare around some of these H1N1 and H5N1 and all these crazy acronyms, and that's to be concerned for as well. And I think people need to understand, well, something about me anyways, personally I should share, both clinically as well as if you ever hit me up on the street. I'm not anti-vaccine. I'm also not necessarily a pro-vaccine individual, but I think that this year's flu shot is not so well matched. However, if you decide to get it, and I think that some people should consider if you're immune compromised, you're elderly, you're exposed as a healthcare provider to a lot of individuals who are, there are ways that are natural, that I'll explain, that can actually increase the efficacy of the flu shot.
Okay, I'm a natural girl, so let's go through them.
Yeah, sure. So, this is my first little tip. If you're traveling, and you're a frequent flyer, for example, that airplane air is really dry.
Oh, it is?
And it'll crack your membranes in your eyes and your nose, and guess what? That's the first place that viruses enter.
Yeah, because a lot of people get sick after they've taken a flight.
Yeah, Kevin was saying, sneezing and all that stuff, that thing will travel the entire length of a plane. That's where it goes, by the way, Kevin, at you. So that is what you want to protect for. By putting a little shea butter on a Q-tip up your nose, both sides, before getting on a plane or going to the office where everyone's sneezing, will protect like a vapor barrier against the flu.
So put it right up there. We were going to do a demonstration, but people are eating breakfast. I volunteered. I said, stick it up my nose. I'm good.
We'll do that at break.
Yeah.
So BioK, I love probiotics. We're learning this is what's really interesting. In your gut, in your intestinal fortitude, 80%, that's 80% of your immune system. It's called GALT, or gut-associated lymphoid tissue. A lot of folks are taking antibiotics. That's why they have to take probiotics to replace these good bacteria, because antibiotics will kill an infection that's bacterial. Will do nothing for, a flu or a cold, but if that cold complicates, becomes a bacterial infection, you have to take antibiotics. You absolutely must take probiotics after the fact. But here's what's even more interesting. This is the new news. This has been studied against C. difficile, 50 different hospitals across Canada. If you take this before getting a flu shot, very good evidence shows that this is going to improve the efficacy of the flu shot by improving your overall immune system. How's that, right? The other stuff is, echinacea, elderberry extract. So this is called a hot drink. Unfortunately, I don't have a spoon with me here.
That's okay.
But, you can pour in about a teaspoon of that stuff.
Can I drink this?
Elderberry extract actually has studies against H1N1. You can drink that. It's called a hot drink. A. Vogel. Great studies out of the UK as well, by the way, to prevent flu and cold.
And I usually don't like the taste of echinacea, but this is lovely.
It is nice, right? It tastes delicious. Alimax, if it's a bacterial infection, safe for children as well. This stuff is so powerful to kill bacteria. It's been proven against MRSA, or methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. It's a mouthful, but that's a really strong strain of bacteria that antibiotics can't kill. This stuff can. Okay. Choices for, cough syrup, because you can't use DMX, dextromethorphan, or guafenicin. These are really powerful over-the-counter drugs.
Right.
Can't use that in children, in particular under the age of 6. Okay. Stodol, this boronus, has a really good honey base. That's been shown really effective as well. And then lastly, the Snoogies. If you're congested, which we all are, you've heard me say this before, I love these simple because it's natural and effective to open up the nostrils, these Breathe Right strips.
Yeah, my
kids
use
put this in your cabinet, you're off to the races.
Yeah, my son, he gets a little stuffy, so we use it.
And there's ones for kids as well.
And there's ones for kids. Thank you so much, Bryce Wylde. We'll be chatting with him a little bit later as well. He's sticking around. Yay, we're heading into you, Kev.